Hello, welcome back again. So today we are going to dive a little deep and try to understand, what is programming language. So let's just start from there. As to communicate from to another human, we need to have a common language between us, right? Like for example, English is the one which you and me are communicating right now. So in the similar way, the computer needs to have a language on which we can talk to it. So let's define what is programming language. So from Wikipedia definition, it's a set of instructions to control behavior of computers, meaning like what sort of the input that you provide to computer and what would be the output. So let's understand in the layman terms what the programming language is. So it's a bridge of communication between humans and computer. As we said, it's like a common language on which a computer and human can talk to each other. So that being said, we have like so many languages for the human to human. Similarly, in order to talk to computer, human has defined programming languages. So far there are 1,000 plus programming languages, really. So now you understand why do we have this course, right? So if there are 1,000 languages, how will you pick one? And it's not just 1,000 plus languages. Every year there are new programming languages comes into the market. So that becomes a challenge. How will you select a language that can, take you a little longer than what you think? So having said that, let's go back to what type of the programming languages exist and what do they cover in terms of the use case. So we have broadly covered four types of use case. The first is, let's say you want to develop a website or web-based application. For that, there are many languages that exist out there, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Some of you might have heard about it, and of course Java E, which is used for web application. The second use case is you might be using some kind of a mobile phone, right, like Android or iOS. Those applications are also built on top of using some programming language. For example, Objective-C if you're using iOS, or C# if you're using Windows Phone, or probably C++. And of course the Java or Java ME, which is specifically designed for mobile application. The third use case is, let's say you're using computer, your Mac or desktop, or if you're a scientist probably doing some sort of scientific computation, you have a desktop which uses Outlook client or any email based desktop application. That has been also developed by using some programming language, for example like C#, C++, or JavaFX. The last use case is your probably toaster that you have. Even toaster is being built based on some programming language, or even fridge, or even your ATM machine. This has been all developed by using some programming language, and that defines like the language used to program microcontroller. And well-known are like C or Java ME, and there are so many other as well. So these are like the four broad use case that a programming language can cover to build the application. Well, where does Java stand among all of these use cases? So IEEE is something very a standard specification, and if you look at the ranking from the web-based application and mobile-based application as well as desktop application, Java stand out among all the other languages. For microcontroller and embedded, it does not stand at rank 1, but it does cover the use case. So as you can see, if you are learning Java, you can build basically all these four kinds of applications if you are planning to.